Hey guys, welcome to this week's Meet the Collection. This is a snake that you've seen on the channel before. I forget what video I used him in, but I used him in a video a couple of months back. We focused a lot on animals from Lilith and Orion obviously recently, and this is an animal from Lilith's first clutch with me. And Orion's father, Spot On, was actually the sire for this animal. This is a guy that I am hoping to have ready to breed this winter. I think you can see why I would be excited to get him into the projects. He's got just about everything I really love about Borneos in this animal. He's another one that's not really apt to take off and do much, but he's got really cool colors and contrast and just a lot going on to like. So obviously, to those that follow my projects, you can see the side swipe here. You can see the super clean sides there where that yellowish color is. That's what the side swipe does. It erases the side pattern there. Then obviously, as we look on the dorsal of this animal, you can see where the genetic stripe is present. And he's got the nice thick tail stripe that I like a lot. He does have a urator too sitting in there. I actually have to go back in and clean the rack that he came out of. I noticed 3 snakes today let go. One of them let go, and it looks like they've been holding out for months, so it's a monster. I'll be heading in to do that. But also another thing that comes from this line specifically that I really like is that gray. I don't know if you can really see it too well there. Here we go. That gray just above where we just discussed what the side swipe does. That gray is something that I really like. Now, I don't know if that's just to do with the ultra that's floating around or if there's something else going on. That's what I've yet to figure out. So this animal will likely be going back to his mother in Lilith to see if that's coming from her side of things or if that was coming from Dad's side. And I suspect that it's coming from her side because I've done a lot of side swipe stuff. I've done Spot On to many different females. It seems to be animals that come from Lilith that have that. So that's something that I want to explore with him, is that gray color there. You can see it on both sides, but more so right now on the inside, just the way he's sitting. You can see a little bit going down that side as well. Super cool eyes. Let me see if we can get in close without upsetting him here. Of course, the blades of grass are right in my way. There you go, though. You can see super cool eyes. I also really love the way the sides of his belly are with the white and the black and the speckling in there. That's something I also really, really enjoy. It reminds me a little bit of Matt's ocelot stuff where he has the white wall. I know Matt has long thought that sideswipe and ocelot might be somehow related. They seem to work differently genetically. So I've never gotten a sideswipe animal out of an animal that doesn't show visual sideswipe, whereas ocelot you can get from 2, quote unquote het animals that don't show the gene visually. So they're definitely different genes in that regard, but they do similar things to certain animals. So it'll be interesting to see, where this project goes in the future. At some point, I would like to try sideswipe and ocelot together. I did put Orion to my friend Rob's ocelot female this year, but I'm about 99% certain she didn't take. I just haven't really seen any real signs that she did, and it's getting pretty late now. Obviously, I've stopped pairing them up as well. But I'm getting way off topic as we're talking about this guy, but I am sort of on topic because I'm talking about some of the goals with this particular male. But he is a guy I'm really excited to breed. Obviously, Orion knocked it out of the park, and I think that this male is nicer than Orion, in my opinion. Some people may differ because we all have a different eye and different things on what we're going after. He's actually going to start moving around a little bit. Let me get that eye again. Obviously, it's the other eye this time. But yeah, I think this male I'm more excited for, as much as I love Orion. That gray just really excites me. And this animal is such a clean animal. Orion is too. Orion has a little bit better dorsal stripe, but not by much. You know, Orion's is more solid, and this guy just has that little area right there that's broken up. So for now, until this current clutch of Lilith stuff raises up, this is going to be the key to figuring out what's going on with that gray, and you know, whether that's all that's going to happen is I just produce that more, or you know, maybe when I start working back with it, it does some other crazy things. And that's kind of how we figure out, you know, to make new cool stuff is taking animals that you like and putting them back to kind of where they came from, and trying to see what you can pull out and what you can't. And there's really only one way to know. But he really is a great animal. And that neck pattern that you're seeing is pretty typical of a lot of the sideswipe stuff. They'll have that kind of cool neck pattern, and then it just erases once you get past about 6 inches. He's having a real bit of trouble with the grass there. It's in his way apparently, so now he's going to truck around a little bit. So we won't cut this short just yet, so you guys can kind of check him out on the move here. See how those muscles work. And this is also good because these guys tend to be very sedentary. Like I said, there's a urate or two in there. This is one of those things that'll help them work that out. A little exercise outside, moving around, different surfaces. You know, you can provide all the enrichment you want in an enclosure for these guys, but once they're used to stuff, they really aren't going to move around much. It's just their nature, especially their home base, which is their cage. But get them out into a foreign area and whatever else, and they'll start moving around a little bit more. Besides that, if you really need to work out urates, you can swim them, which is essentially soaking, but in soaking them in something big enough where they have to swim around a little bit, which obviously you want to supervise, but that helps as well. Right now he's just trying to hide, so he's pushing himself down. I don't want him to go too low here. He's gotten under the grass now. He's coming out over there. Sorry. Just don't want him getting stuck anywhere. But we'll cut this short. I'm going to take him back inside because obviously he just wants to hide now, so we'll get him back home so he can do that. But hopefully you guys enjoy him as much as I do. Really cool animal. Really hoping this winter he's ready and we can see what he can do. We'll see you guys. Thank you.